Hey there, Dungeon Crawl fans. Welcome back to Dungeon Crawlers Anonymous. My name is Ron, and today we are going to be playing Ashes Reborn with the Red Rains PvE expansion. This is a 1 to 2 player cooperative expansion that allows you to play Ashes Rise of the Phoenixborn, the Reborn version, against an AI opponent. So it allows you to play a normal deck, you can deck build, and you'll be playing against an opponent that uses the game mechanics from Ashes very well. It feels like, I mean, I've never played a human opponent at Ashes, but it feels like I'm playing like a smart opponent that makes some good decisions. It's really fun, and it's kind of a dream game for me personally, just because I've always been a big fan of Magic, but sometimes I don't want to play against an opponent. Like there's certain types of decks that aren't as fun to play against another person because you have to watch them be denied or be milled or whatever. And in this, I get to play like a real dueling card game with all the mechanics that go along with that. And but I'm beating up an AI opponent instead, and I feel like we could always stand to beat up AI a little bit more. So today we're going to be playing against the Corpse of Viros. So this is the only Chimera that is available currently in Ashes Reborn. This is basically our opponent. We're going to be playing at the standard level or standard difficulty and level 1. The game comes with 6 versions of this guy for 6 different difficulties, and there are 1 and 2 player versions of the enemy. So pretty cool. Lots of variability just out of the box, although not a ton. The Chimera comes with 2 aspects as well. Each aspect is basically like playing a different deck. It's kind of like this playing against the same Phoenixborn, I would say, but with slightly modified, a different deck style. But they kind of tend to do similar things on their actions. Before I jump in too much, I did want to point out this is not a rules video. I don't plan on going super detailed into how to play the game. I could do that in another video if that would be interesting, but for this, I really wanted to just play a game against the opponent. We're gonna be playing Brennan Blackcloud, which is the with the deck that comes with the PvE expansion. So I just really wanted to just focus on playing through the game. There are a few rules videos out there that are really good already that you can check out. I will try to keep up with whatever it is that I'm doing. I'll make sure that kind of I have a card viewer here so you can see, what I'm talking about, and hopefully that will help illustrate, the moves and stuff that I'm making in the game. I do want it to be easy to follow what I'm doing, but I am not planning on spending a ton. That said, I can give you a quick overview of what we're doing here. So like I said, we're playing against Corpse of Viros. We're playing with the Shadow aspect, which is one of the 2 aspects that comes in the expansion. The Shadow aspect has some interesting denial abilities and some ways to really mess with you, which is really fun. The Fury deck, the other one, is a little more straightforward. It's kind of like a beat down deck, it feels like. Whereas this one's got a little bit more control going on. So I do need to set up the starting aspects. Do that really quick here. One other thing I should mention is that I have only played this version of Ashes, and I just got into Ashes, so I bought the starter set, which comes with 6 Phoenixborn, and the PvE expansion. I bought that as well, which comes with an additional deck and 4 Phoenixborn, 3 of which are reprints of the ones that you already have in the base set, and Brennan Blackcloud. So to me, this is Brennan Blackcloud's deck. It came with that expansion. It came with him, so it's his deck for right now. I've got his special cards in there. So that's who we're going to be playing as. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we're going to be trying to get this guy out and do as much damage with that as we can. The Calamity Golem, he's pretty cool. So he's kind of one of our major things. The other conjurations that we're going to be using are the Bone Crow, which gains an attack bonus if the target it's attacking has wounds. And we'll be playing, and our third conjuration is the Blood Puppet, which is an interesting one. It comes out, it's cursed, so at the end of the round you take 1 damage if it's on your battlefield, and you can spend side actions to and resources to slowly kill it. We're going to be stuck with this, but we're going to be hopefully putting it in his deck or on his battlefield and doing some kind of DOT damage over time against him. All right, everything is set up. We've got our rage dice all set to the basic setting. Let's go ahead and roll our dice. One other thing I should say is that I am not an expert at this game. That should be implied by the fact that I just started playing it. I am going to make some rules mistakes. I'm sure of it. I would love to hear, your feedback in the comments in terms of like anything that you caught and you know how much it might have impacted the game. I do apologize if I make any mistakes, but I am human. So I've got this is our turn, our first turn tracker. So right now it's pointed this way, which means it's my turn to go first. At the next round, we'll turn it knowing that it's the Chimera's turn to go first. Okay. So one cool thing about Ashes, if you've never played this game and you're familiar with, you know, dueling card games, is that you actually get to pick the first 5 cards in your hand. This is one of a couple of the like premier things, I think, the, you know, stark differences about this game. But you get to literally start with the 5 cards you want. So, you know, you don't get everything out of your deck. There are probably only like 10 or so cards in your deck anyway. But you're getting half of your kit, like guaranteed right away. And this is really cool. It allows you to basically set up your, you know, what your deck is supposed to do. You don't really have to compete against your deck too much in order to you know, to get set up, which I really like. So I think that's everything. I think we're ready to get started. So here is my hand, my starting hand. I've started with Phoenix Attendant, which allows me to take wounds off of my Phoenixborn and put them on her. I have the Blood Puppeteer, so this is my way of getting blood puppets out onto the field. I don't have a summon spell for them. You play this card, which brings a Blood Puppeteer into play in my battlefield, and then when she dies, I can discard that Blood Puppet to put one on the Chimera's battlefield. Kind of tricksy. We're going to be trying to figure out how to do that. We got Summon Bone Crow. So interesting here is it's a side action, and it costs 1 knife. I'm sure there's an official term for that. And a unit has to have been destroyed this turn. Then I can summon a Bone Crow. So very flavorful. Just like Magic, the cards have a lot of theme built into their mechanics. Calamity Golem, he's pretty cool. You have to destroy an ally and pay 3 knives or daggers there to summon him. And he comes into battle with as many wound tokens on him as the recover value of the target that you sacrifice. And that matters because the Calamity Golem, when he is declared as an attacker, he gets to for free do damage to another unit, or to any unit, equal to the number of wounds on him. So we want him to be wounded at least a little bit. So that is our starting hand, and I think what I'm going to choose to do here is my main action. I'm going to play Blood Puppeteer. That costs me one of these guys. And I don't believe that I have any side actions that I'd like to do at this point. So now we'll move over to the Chimera. And you'll see that when, you know, another big difference here is in Magic, you know, you're going to take your whole turn, you're going to spend all your mana, there's going to be a big board state change. In this game, you trade back and forth. It's very quick. So that there's always, you know, it's a much more tactical feeling game. You know, you're constantly changing what you're doing based on what your opponent's doing. It is so much fun. So the Chimera, we're going to roll 1 Rage die and the behavior die. The Rage die landed on the power side, so that means we got to put it up here in this tracker. If we get 5 of them, we're going to put one of these tokens. These are Red Rains tokens. We're going to put one of those on our bad guy. If he gets 3, he's going to ultimate. You can see here, ultimate 3. When he gets 3 of those tokens, he ultimates, and his ultimate is a board wipe. He gets rid of everything that doesn't belong to him, and he upgrades his behaviors to be more dangerous. So, and he can do that twice before he's kind of like in his final form. And we actually might want to get him there fairly quickly because I think it'll be easier to keep some of our creatures alive because we have a lot of creatures with only 1 life, or allies and units. So, anyway. That happened, and we rolled a 4. And on the behavior card is a table of all the different things that he does, and this card is specific to this Chimera. You can see here we rolled a 4, so we're going to attack if we can. If we can't, we're going to reveal. We have nothing to attack with, so we're going to reveal the first aspect in the row, and it's regenerate. So this is an interesting one. When you kill this, you re-roll one of the rage die, these white dice that belong to the Chimera, and if it comes up on the basic face, he actually comes back into play. So pretty interesting dude, lives up to his name. I wanted to say the way the Chimera's turn acts is it basically decides at the beginning of the round whether it's going to roll a die or it's just going to attack. And as long as there are unrevealed aspects that are face down, it will roll the dice to figure out what it does and reveal an aspect. Once it's done revealing everything, it kind of turns into this attack phase where it goes through and it will go and attack one by one down the row. This is really interesting, and you definitely want to use this as part of your planning for your turn, because you know, like, the first 4 rounds or whatever, 4 turns are going to be kind of peaceful, probably, and then, you know, things are going to ramp up towards the end. We also want to do our best to get rid of as many of these aspects as we can, because at the end of the round, our friend is going to get one of those red rains tokens for every single one of these that's still out, and he will ult right then and there, so we got to be careful of that one. All right, anyhow, he has taken his turn. He revealed regenerate. Now it's back to us. We are going to... Oh, I forgot. When she comes out, we get a blood puppet. You guys are probably screaming at me. So we got one blood puppet as well. We are going to play... I'm going to play Summon Bone Crow. I showed you that earlier. So we need to spend a knife to activate that, but also a creature needs to have died this turn, and no creatures have died. That is a main action to play that. As a side action, don't think I'm going to do anything. We rolled really well, so we're good on symbols. Let's see what the Chimera does. Okay, another power, and a 2. And a 2 is just reveal. So we just reveal. What do we got? Constrict. So when Constrict comes into play, we have to take an exhaustion token and put it on one card we control. The exhaustion token basically means, you know, it can't be used to summon, it can't be used, it doesn't have any abilities, which I'll explain a little bit more when a certain card comes up, but we're going to go ahead and exhaust our Blood Puppeteer, I believe. Now we'll exhaust the Blood Puppet. So he does that when he comes out, and then he has the Defender ability, which means we have to attack him first, and he will block for the Chimera, basically. So we got to get rid of him before we do anybody else. All right, so he's done. So now it is back to us. So we are going to... I think I want to summon Mr. Calamity Golem. So I have to destroy an ally I control to place a Calamity Golem conjuration onto my battlefield, and it gets wound tokens on it equal to the recover value of the destroyed ally. So I'm going to destroy Blood Puppeteer. And when she gets destroyed, I may discard a Blood Puppet I control to put one onto the battlefield of the Chimera. So he's got a Blood Puppet friend. He's dead, and we get the Calamity Golem. The Blood Puppeteer had a recovery of 1, so he has 1 wound on him. That is my main action, to play Summon Calamity Golem, and then, oh, and I have to pay 3 knives as well. Sorry about that. Gotta pay those. Then, as a side action, we're going to activate Summon Bone Crow. We're going to pay 1 more knife, and we're going to put a Bone Crow out on the battlefield. So the Bone Crow is not super impressive. He's just 1 attack, 1 life, but he does get +1 attack if he's targeting a unit that is already wounded, which is pretty cool. I think that's going to be our turn. Let's see what he does next. Okay, he's rolling these guys up. Oh, we got to put one of these tokens on here because I rolled a 12 earlier. Okay, target opposing player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active pool 1 level. That is really a bummer. So 1, 2. That's too bad. So I'm probably gonna have to meditate next turn because I would like to get both of these out. So he does that, and then he will reveal, and he reveals Dark Descent. So when this unit is declared as an attacker, you put an exhaustion token on your leftmost unit. And if that unit was already exhausted, instead it's destroyed. This is really nasty. So basically this means until this guy attacks, I don't want to attack with my Calamity Golem, because if he's already exhausted, if he's already got one of those tokens on there, he's just going to get destroyed. Sorry, discarded. He's not even destroyed. So I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to meditate. That's a side action. I'm just going to discard a card off the top of my deck. It's Infuriate. That's too bad. That's a good buff for Mr. Golem. That is unfortunate. but that's okay. We're going to do that to raise this die to a Goatman, and then I am going to play... I'm going to play Phoenixborn Attendant. Just because we'll spend this one. Doesn't matter. If he makes me reduce 2 dice, I'm losing that regardless. So her ability is, if there's no wound tokens on this unit, move 1 token from your Phoenixborn onto this unit. Right now my Phoenixborn still is unwounded, which is great news. I love when I don't have any wounds. We do not have a side action for this turn, so I am going to see what the Chimera does. All right, a basic and a 7. So 7 is, oh, I must lower 2 non-basic dice. Dang it, you stinker. And then he reveals. So now he's going to start attacking. Ah, and Lurk is out. Lurk is the hardest, in my opinion, card in this aspect. So it's got a 4 attack, but only 1 life, which is nice. But it's concealed. It cannot be targeted by attacks, spells, abilities, or dice powers. And it has quick strike, so when it attacks, it deals its damage first. So he's really hard to deal with. He's really hard to deal with. Basically, you can't target him with anything until he's exhausted. When you put an exhaustion token on something, it negates all of the abilities on the card except for ones that have this this X. So this is always in effect. But the way to deal with Lurk is once it's got the exhaustion token on there, you can target the card because it no longer benefits from the concealed keyword. Okay, well, I really want to summon this guy. I don't want to lose another good card, but I'm gonna meditate, discard Blood Brawl, which is not too bad. We're gonna turn this into a power die, and then we're gonna play Old Salt, and we're gonna spend 1 knife and 1 basic, and he comes into play with 1 wound on him. Show you here. He comes into play with 1 wound on him, and he also puts a wound on something else. So we're going to put a wound on... We can't put one on Lurk. That would be my target of choice. I'm thinking about hit and regenerate. And we're hoping that we roll well. But even if we don't, it will put an exhaustion token on him. So we're going to put 1 damage on regenerate. Which kills it. So it does die. And 1 blood token, 1 blood... So I haven't explained that yet, but on each of these aspect cards, there's a blood value. This is a blood 1. That means when you destroy that card, you deal damage to the Chimera equal to the blood value of the card. So we defeated regenerate, so we put 1 damage on the Chimera. But then we got to roll, and it says reroll a basic rage die. Okay, we got basic side, so that means he comes back out. That's not great. But he does have an exhaustion token on him. I don't even... Yeah, he's over there. He has an exhaustion token, so we won't be attacking. But unfortunately, we did not get rid of the card, which I would like to have done. All right. Next up is the Chimera. So the Chimera is fully revealed now. So all he's going to do now is start attacking. So first he's going to grab... we're going to grab Constrict. Constrict is going to attack. And then he is going to target the leftmost card in my battlefield. That's what that symbol there means. There could be a symbol over here, which means the rightmost card, and if it's in the center, it means attack the Phoenixborn directly. And we'll see all 3 of those this turn. So Constrict is going after Old Salt. It's going to do 2 damage, and which will kill him because he is. So the Chimera is going to keep attacking, and I only can block. I can only guard with my Phoenixborn once to protect somebody. So I want to look at these things and see what I want to protect. So Lurk, for example, will kill my Calamity Golem outright. So I might want to soak that 4 damage hit. So I don't think I'm going to save my Old Salt. I think that he's going to go ahead and he will strike back. So he'll do his damage back to to Constrict, which does do 2 of it. But unfortunately, he does 2 damage to the Old Salt, which kills him. And I'm putting allies down here in a second discard pile because this result on the power die gives me the ability to do 1 damage to my Phoenixborn to get an ally card out of my graveyard or whatever, my discard pile, into my hand. So That's why I have my allies separated out here, just to make it easier to find them. Okay, so he is done, and that sucked because I lost my old salt and I liked him. Now, next up is going to be Dark Descent, and Dark Descent is going to put a token on him, and if he already has a token, he's going to die. So I don't want that to happen. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is attack with Mr. Bone Crow. So Bone Crow has an attack of 1, but he gets +1 attack if his target has wounds on it, which Constrict does. So we're going to have him attack Constrict. Constrict is exhausted, so it cannot counterattack. So we just get to do damage to it, and we're going to do 2 to it, which kills it. Nice. I think that was the right play. That was a blood 2, so 2 damage to our boy, the Corpse of Viros. Oh, and that was Bone Crow attacked. So that's my main action. I don't have any side actions I really want to do at the moment. So I am going to let the Chimera go. So Dark Descent. So he's going to go ahead and put an exhaustion token on a Calamity Golem, which sucks because I can't attack with him, but at least he's not getting destroyed. I want to keep him out. So I'm basically, yeah, we're going to leave him out there. Or we're gonna let him get exhausted. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. And he's gonna attack me directly because he has the attack symbol in the center. So that's 3 damage to the Phoenixborn. I don't think I'm gonna block. I could block with this guy who has recover of 2. Yeah, let's do that because we're gonna block. Yeah, so we're gonna have him take the hit for us. Thank you, Phoenix Attendant. And Dark Descent is done. It's back to us, and I think I can attack with this one and do 1 damage to regenerate. Try to kill that. Oh no, I need to keep him alive. He's going to be my one that hits Lurk. Because we got to get rid of Lurk. So I got to save Mr. Phoenix Attendant. So I am going to pass. So I pass my turn. The Chimera is going to attack with Lurk. He's targeting the Calamity Golem. I'm going to go ahead and guard with my Phoenixborn and take 4 damage. Okay. So next turn he's going to attack with the Blood Puppet, which does 0. So now we're kind of out of the woods. But unfortunately, we're also pretty much out of options. So he's definitely going to ult, which means my Bone Crow's definitely dead. So we're going to go ahead and we'll sack it. So I'm just thinking ahead a little bit. So next we're going to go ahead and attack with Phoenix Attendant. We're going to have the Phoenix Attendant attack Lurk. Phoenix Attendant does 1 damage. Lurk cannot counterattack because he's an exhaustion token. So Lurk is dead. Goodbye, Lurk. You suck. Can't wait for another copy of you to come out. So at this point, we've got him to 5 damage because that was another blood 2 aspect. And our tenant is attacked. So next up is the Blood Puppet. Blood Puppet will attack, but he does no damage. So, and if it doesn't have a printed target, he just attacks the Phoenixborn. So he tries to attack me directly, does no damage. Then it's back to us. My Phoenixborn is going to, yes, even though I passed, I still get to keep taking normal actions and stuff. The round only ends if both of us pass. I am going to activate his secondary, or his ability. So Spirit Burn, I can exhaust him and spend, a knife. Oh. But Bone Crow's gonna die. But if I pass, yeah, so unfortunately I don't have the dice I need to use that ability. And I am unwilling to, because they're both side actions, it would take 2 rounds. I'd have to discard a card this round with Meditate, pass, but then he's going to pass, and then the round ends. So, unfortunately, I cannot use Brennan's ability, sacrifice the Bone Crow to do a little damage before he dies anyway. But that is the end of the round. So, the first step is to recover. So, any recover abilities, he's got recover of 2. He has no recover. No recover. We remove exhaustion from everything because the round has ended. I'll exhaust my last dice. Then he gets 1 red range token for each remaining aspect. There are 2. His ult is 3, so he immediately ults. So he gets rid of his tokens. He discards Blood Puppet, which stinks because we kept him out there. He was going to do 1 damage, but now he's going to do none. And then he's going to do 1 damage to all units in Phoenixborn. So 1 damage to Phoenix Attendant, kills Bone Crow. 1 damage to Calamity Golem, which just makes him stronger. And Brennan is now up to 5 damage of his 18 health. Then the ultimate goes away, and now we're in phase 2. So in phase 2, the behaviors are just a little different. Instead of making me lower my dice now, he starts doing damage to me directly, which is actually, in my opinion, like an upgrade. That's actually better. It's just more direct. So, yep. And then we're going to flip this over to designate that it is his round next. We're going to replenish his aspects up to his threat value. His threat value is 4. So he gets 2 new aspects, and now we start. I believe replenish status tokens. Yep. So I'm gonna reroll my dice. Now I could keep up to. Oh, that's a good roll. Oh, that's a good roll. Happy camper. I could keep cards. I don't have any in my hand still, so I just draw straight back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got all kinds of new stuff to play with. Okay, so we got a couple new spells. I'll show you real quick here. So we've got Chant of Transfusion, which is a ready spell. Ready spells are like one of my favorite features of Ashes. They're basically like abilities that you can put out on your board and then just use every round or whatever. And I just love that. Instead of them being cards that I have to draw, I just get them out there. It reminds me of like a hero shooter or video game where you have like specific ability buttons that you can push, right? You know, it's just like you get these abilities out there and then you start using your kit to defeat your enemy. It's really cool. That's why I really like this game. Anyway, Chant of Transfusion. Whenever an ally I control is destroyed, I can put a status token on this, and then I can spend the status token to move a wound from one unit to another unit. So he starts letting me move wounds around if I can get that working, which is pretty cool. So we got one of those. Sorry, that's not in play yet. And then Blood Brawl. Resolve the following effect once for each wound token on units you control. You may deal 1 damage to a target unit an opponent controls. So basically, I get to go through and look at all the damage that I've got accrued on my units, which right now is 4 actually, which is pretty good, and spread that damage out to different units. And Change of Heart. This is an interesting one. It actually changes Brennan's ability, so I can no longer use his current ability. Instead, it's choose an ally I control and put it into my hand to deal 1 damage to a target unit an opponent controls. So instead of destroying a unit I control to deal 2 damage, I can return an ally to my hand to deal 1 damage to a unit. So it's not as powerful in terms of how much direct damage it does, but it's a great way to like heal stuff up. Note that a Conjuration is not an ally, so I can't like pick that up to reheal it, but I could pick up Phoenix Attendant and then play it again and it would have all the wound tokens gone. I think that's the general idea there. We also got an Old Salt and another Summon Calamity Golem. So, he gets to go first. He has unrevealed aspects. Okay, he's wanting to charge up already. So 9 is deal 1 damage to opposing player's target Phoenixborn. Cool. Thank you. And then he reveals. Glare. Okay, the opponent cannot play action or reaction spells. Okay, so I have a couple action spells. So that's not ideal. All right, that's his turn. Now, the interesting thing is, yes, he did not get a bunch more aspects. He only still has 4. But the downside is that these are already flipped up, so he's going to be attacking me sooner this round. So I've less time to kind of get stuff set up, which is challenging. So I could sacrifice my Calamity Golem by so if I attack with him, when he's declared as an attacker, I could deal damage to another target unit equal to the number of wound tokens. He's got 2. So I could kill Glare. And then I would attack Dark Descent, which would also kill Dark Descent. Dark Descent would turn around and kill Calamity Golem. But that's 2 for 1. That's a pretty good trade. The problem is, now I do have the card to summon him, but I don't know if I have any allies that I feel great sacrificing to bring him out. But I could, oh. There's so many options, you guys. So many options. The question is, what do I want to do first? I think I am going to attack with Calamity Golem. I think I'm going to bring out Calamity Golem. We're just going to bring out your dead. So he has 2 wounds on him. So when he's declared as an attacker, which I'm doing right now, I deal damage to a target unit an opponent controls. I'm going to deal it to Glare. So Glare is destroyed. That's 1 blood. So we're at 6. Then he's going to attack Dark Descent. Dark Descent is going to attack back. He does not exhaust to do so, which stinks, but that's just the way it is. Dealing 3 damage to Calamity Golem and killing him, but Dark Descent also dies. Because we did 3 to him. Which is a blood 2, which is fantastic news. That is our main action. Our side action, we're going to go ahead and play Chant of Transfusion. Spend that dagger to do so. Now it's back to him. Okay. Raise 2 basic rage die 1 level. So that means that I take this one and I move it to that, and immediately he gets a red Reigns token. Then these all reset. And then I finish, because it says raise 2 basic rage dice. I only did 1, so here's the second one. Thanks for that. And then we reveal. So we have Regenerate and Constrict. Okay, Constrict is not great. What do we want to put an exhaustion token on? We'll put it on my Phoenixborn. I'm not getting the sense that I'm going to have a ton of units to sacrifice. In addition to Calamity Golem, I have to figure out my play order to see if I can even do what I want to do. Okay, so he does that. Now, next turn, he's going to start attacking. And he's going to attack with Regenerate first. He's going to attack Phoenix Attendant, which will kill my Phoenix Attendant. I'm going to play Old Salt for a dagger and a basic. He comes into play with a wound, and then he also puts a wound on something else. We're going to put it on Regenerate, and we're going to kind of hope that Regenerate stays dead. Let's see. He does. Unfortunately, that means that goes into this slot, but he does die, which generates a blood, and he's gone. Yay. Things are looking pretty darn good for us right now. Constrict is going to attack. He's going to attack the Old Salt. I am going to block with my Phoenixborn, which he can do even if he's exhausted. That's 2 more damage to the Phoenixborn. He is exhausted, and now we just kind of get to do whatever we want, which is kind of fun. And we have a lot of dice still. So what's really interesting is now that he's done everything, he's just going to pass every round, but I can just take turns over and over and over again until I also pass. So as long as I play my main and side actions correctly, I should be good to get some stuff done. So I am going to use this dice, the power ability of this die, which does 1 damage to my unit or my Phoenixborn, and lets me get an ally out of the discard pile and put it into my hand. And that is a side action. And as a main action, I'm going to play Blood Puppeteer, which puts a blood puppet out on the battlefield. Whoops. I'm going to play Summon Calamity Golem for 3. And I have to sacrifice. I have to choose. I have to destroy an ally I control. So I'm gonna choose Blood Puppeteer. So he comes in with 1 wound on him. And then when after an ally is controlled, I can put a status token on this. Boom. That'll be, so I just do the main action. Then he passes. Then I'm gonna play Blood Brawl. And Blood Brawl says you may deal 1 damage to a target unit an opponent controls, and I do that for each wound token on each unit I control. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 damage to constrict, which brings him to 11. So we're over 1/3 done with him now, and that felt good. That felt like a good thing to do. I'm happy about that. So he's out of units. He's going to continue to pass. That was my main action, so he passes, and then I'm going to attack. When you attack, you either oh, I may have attacked incorrectly earlier because I forgot to roll to block. My apologies. I attacked incorrectly earlier, so I will make sure to be doing that correctly moving forward. Sorry about that. Anyhow, I'm going to attack, and since I'm attacking the Chimera, I can choose any number of my units and declare them all as attackers. So I'm going to attack. Oh, and this guy should be over there. Because I killed the Blood Puppeteer. Sorry about that. He should be over here because of that. Then now I'm going to attack. So I'm going to attack with everything. I'm attacking the Chimera. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I have to use this guy's ability, Rancor. It says when this unit is declared as an attacker, deal damage to a target unit opponent controls equal to the number of wound tokens. So I'm going to have to put a wound on Blood Puppet, I think. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage to the Chimera, which is a big slap because now he's over half dead. He's at 17. And that exhausts all of these dudes. Plop, plop, and plop. And that is... Oh, let's pull this guy off. Sorry about that. That is going to be my turn. And I think that's the round. Don't think there's going to be much else. I will go ahead and try this Change of Heart ability, I think. I don't think I've played it yet. So we're going to go ahead and play that for my last ability. And that allows me to put an ally in my hand instead of destroy it. Might be cool. Okay, so that's the end of round 2. We do any recovery? None. 1, 2. So they're all fully healed again. And we're going to remove exhaustion. We're going to untap our Phoenixborn. He does not get any Red Rains tokens because he has no aspect cards out anymore. Then we're going to replenish the aspects. So we're going to deal 4. All right. First player token is going to point back at me. And now ready to get started. So I'm going to reroll all my Dice-a-roonies. Sorry, I said Dice-a-roonies twice. Okay. Draw 5. Let's see. What do we got? 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 Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oh! Hey, end of the round. He does 1 damage. At the end of each round, place 1 wound token on your Phoenixborn. Get out of here, you nerd. All right. What are we going to do first? This is a good hand. So we got Blood Puppeteer, Summon Bone Crow, 2 Phoenix Attendants, and another copy of Change of Heart, which is now not useful because there's no benefit to playing it more than once, but we can use it as a discard for Meditate if we need. I am thinking he's going to be doing a lot of revealing. Man, I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot. Look at all these units we got. Got stuff for days. So let's play another Phoenix Attendant. Actually, let's do this. We'll get the Blood Puppeteer going. He is likely to ult this round. When he ults this time, he's going to do 2 damage to everything that's in play. It's fine. If it happens, it happens, right? Thanks for the Blood Puppet. Okay. Chimera's going to go. Sorry, these are smooshed together there. Do a little better planning next time. Okay, basic and 4. So attack if able, if not reveal. He does. He attacks with Blood Puppet. I am not going to block. So we are capped out here right now. So my main action, I'm going to play Summon Bone Crow. And my side action, I am going to... I don't think I'm going to do anything. I'm actually kind of wishing I hadn't played this already, because I could use it to sack Blood Puppeteer to get Blood Puppet over there. But it is what it is. Oh, here, this is a side action. Let's do this. Oh, it doesn't have any units out. Whatever. Let's let him go. We did a main action, which was Summon Bone Crow, so we're just not doing a side action. Alright, another power. And a 7. Deal 1 damage to opponent targets Phoenix Born. That gets me to 10. I only got 8 hit points left. And then he will reveal. What do we got? Storm Call. Storm Call is a new one that has status tokens on it. Nope, it's not a new one. We had this one already. Alright, and we have Storm Call was the one that we revealed, so we're all set. I am going to... I kind of want to take care of that, like, right now. I just don't want to take damage and get red reins. Because if this goes off, if this goes off twice, he'll get another red reins token. Then we're just 2 bad rolls away. Or really 1, because we can raise the rage die by 2. Like, we're getting close to an ult here, for sure. So we'll attack with the Old Salt. Old Salt is going to attack Stormcall. Nope. Here's what I want to do. So side action. I am going to use Chant of Transfusion. I'm going to spend that to move a wound token onto from one target unit, to another target unit. So we'll put it on Stormcall. So he's got 1 damage. Then I'm going to attack with Blood Puppeteer, and I'm going to attack Stormcall. Now, the way that you're supposed to do this is you can only attack with 1 unit to unit normally. It's only, against the Chimera that you can attack with a bunch. And when you attack a unit, the Chimera will try to guard, potentially. So if I roll a 9 or higher, he guards. I rolled a 7, so he does not guard. So they kill each other. Right? She does 1 damage to it. It responds back and does 1 damage to her. She's only got 1 life. Oops, that stays out there. So that's 1 blood. And then our Blood Puppeteer is not really sadly dead, which moves Blood Puppet over to Mr. Chimera. Have more friends. Have more friends. Oh, and that has to be exhausted. There. Back to Mr. Chimera. Another one of these. And a 6. 6 is reveal, and then attack with the revealed aspect. So we're going to reveal this guy, and then he's going to attack. He's going to put an exhaustion token on Phoenix Attendant, and then he's going to attack me for 3. We're going to block with Calamity Golem? So we're going to attack with the Calamity Golem. Or sorry, block with Calamity Golem. We're gonna block with that. So He'll kill that, 3 damage, does to 3 life, and then he'll do 2 damage. Sorry, 3 damage to me. To Calamity Golem. Putting him at 4 wounds, he has 5 life. Dark Descent is destroyed. Just 2 blood. So that gets me to 21. Only 9 more damage, and he's defeated. Next. Oh, that was his turn. My apologies. I did that to him on his own turn. I don't have too much left though, and I don't have a lot of great cards at the moment. We'll go ahead and play Phoenix Attendant here. That's my main action. Side action, she'll go ahead and, oops, I don't want 20. She'll move 1 wound off of him onto her. Over here, basic, in a 4, I believe that's attack if able. He can attack with the Blood Puppet. I will not block. I will play another Phoenix Attendant. My battlefield is full. And as a side action, we'll do the same thing. So that does not exhaust her, but it's only possible if she doesn't have any wounds at all. So if you have a way to get wounds off, like Chance of Transfusion, you can cycle wounds. It's kind of an interesting little engine. I'm not sure if I'm really getting it to work that well, but yeah, it's kind of fun. I'm enjoying it, that's for sure. So that's my turn. We'll head back over to the Chimera, who does get their last power, so we're going to turn all these back over. And he is at 2 of 3 on his deal. And did I really roll a 10? Raise 2 basic rage die 1 level. Bummer. Regenerate. Our old friend Regenerate has returned. Okay, well, we'll attack Regenerate with our Phoenix Attendant. We'll see if the Chimera blocks 9+. That was a 1. So she does 1 damage to Regenerate, and Regenerate will attack back, doing 2 to her. Guys, I'm running out of wound tokens here. But she does do 1 damage to Regenerate, and we'll see if it stays dead. It does stay dead. Nice. That's 1 blood. Unfortunately, we did generate another one of those. I don't believe I have a side action. Units destroyed. And I don't have room for one anyway, so we're good there. That's interesting. I could. Huh. Well, we'll wait until he reveals. So no side action. 12! He ults! 12 puts a thing on there. Okay. That is probably not going to be my favorite thing that's happened in a long time. But hey, that's how it goes. So this time, when he ults, we remove the 3 tokens again. And then he gets rid of all cards that do not belong to him. So bye-bye, Blood Puppets. You were sort of a threat. He then deals 2 damage to all of my dudes. All of them. So 2 damage here. This guy is destroyed. Calamity Golem is destroyed. 2 damage to Mr. Salt. 2 damage to Ms. Pepper. And 2 damage. We're back up to 10 to our Phoenix Born. Woof. Okay, we're still alive. We're still alive. We've got a couple units left. And then remove this card and then remove the behavior card. So now we're on his final phase. He no longer does like a big explosion of damage. Now when he ults, he gets another aspect card, even if it's the middle of the round or whatever. So pretty exciting stuff if you're the Chimera. Thanks for doing that. I did roll a 12 and then we reveal. And it's Glare, so I cannot play action or reaction spells. All right. Glare has 2 health. He's going to attack next round. I'm going to let him. No, I'm not. I'm going to attack him now. We're going to attack with... I'm going to attack with Phoenix Attendant. Oh no, he's only got 1 life. He's only got 1 life. Let's do this. I'm going to use his ability. So exhaust. It doesn't cost anything. That's cool. So exhaust, I'm going to choose an ally and put it into my hand. And that deals 1 damage to target unit. As a side action. Old Salt comes on into my hand. Old Salt himself. The saltiest. Then we're going to play him. It costs a dagger. And a basic. And he puts a wound token on him. And he puts a wound token on something else. Bye, Felicia. 1 blood for Glare. Gets him to 23. He passes. He has nothing left to do. I'm going to attack him with both of these. So that's 3 more damage. That gets him to 26. That's going to be the round. There's nothing else I can do to him this round, I don't think. So that's what I got. That's okay though. I think we got him in a pretty good spot. He's only got 4 health left. We've got some units out, and they're going to be doing some recovering, which is good. He is going to get a whole new swath of cards, but so are we. So let's see what happens. First, he does not gain anything. Let's remove these. Plop, 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 plop. We got 1 recovery, 2 recovery, 2 recovery, which is really good. The 2 recovery with a big health pool. These guys are neat. He's going to get some new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Turns back to him. He's first player. Before I do this. I'm gonna keep those. I'm not gonna exhaust those because they are all useful. And we got a lot more. Wonderful. Look at all those dice. Dice have not been a problem this game for me, I feel like. Many games they are, but in this one has not been an issue. I am gonna discard this before I draw back up to 5. All right. Oh. We got an Old Salt, which you're familiar with. We got another Chant of Transfusion. And we got Serve the City. So this is an interesting one. It is a ready spell. Deal 1 damage to an unexhausted unit you control to add 1 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn. If that unit can attack, you may take an attack action, declaring that unit as the only attacker. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but it lets you power up. Essentially, it lets you power up the Calamity Golem, who does more with damage on him. And we did not get the one thing we're missing. We're probably not going to get this game is Infuriate, which is what really lets the Calamity Golem go nuts. So when it is declared as an attacker, it takes 2 damage, and it has Rage, which is add 1 to this unit's attack for each wound on it. So it just makes him become this big, gnarly, beefy dude. It kills him slowly, but if you've got your healing going, which we kind of do, we'll have another Chant of Transfusion in a minute. That should have a token on it because we lost some dudes, but I'm not gonna go back and fix it. But it should have a token. All right, he's first. A 9 is deal 1 damage to my leftmost unit. That's fine. And then he reveals. Constrict. Let's constrict. Summon Bone Crow. Summon Calamity. Summon Calamity Ganon. So we're going to get Calamity Ganon out here. I know I'm calling him Calamity Ganon. It's medium on purpose. And we're going to sack this guy to do it. He gets 2 wounds on him, since they have recovered of 2. I spent the 3. Yeah. Okay, so that's done. And then my side action, let's see, that's going to get a status token because an ally was destroyed. And we'll do Summon Bone Crow here. Let's get Bone Crow out. So main and aside. Over to Mr. Chimera. Okay, another power die. He's 1 away from getting another one. That's not too bad, though. 1 through 3 is attack if able. So he's going to attack with Constrict. And he's going to attack our Bone Crow. I did not expect that to happen, and I don't know that I want to guard with my Phoenix Born. I suppose I could. I'm going to go ahead and let Bone Crow die. I think that's okay. Actually, nah, let's take the hit. Let's take the hit. So 2 damage to our Phoenix Born. He's at 12 of 18, so we're still doing okay. We're still doing okay. All right, thank you, Constrict, for existing and doing that. And now it is our turn. For a dagger and a basic, play Old Salt to fill out our lineup. He comes into play with 1 wound on him, and he puts a wound on something, which is going to be this guy. That is my main action. As a side action, I am going to exhaust this, remove a status token from that to move 1 wound token from target unit onto another target unit. Let's move it from Old Salt to Constrict. And that is my turn. Over here. Alright, so that is this last one. So he has 1 Red Rains token right now, so we're not too close to ulting yet. 6 is Reveal, and then Attack with Revealed Aspect. So he reveals Storm Call. Storm Call is the one that does damage to us. Then he's going to attack with it. He's attacking the Old Salt. So it is attack 1 and life 2. Old Salt's going to retaliate. He takes a hit. He takes 1 damage and deals 2 damage, which kills Storm Call. Cool story, bro. 1 blood. Guys, he's down to 3 hit points left. I'm feeling very good about this. Feeling very positive. So it's back to us. We're going to attack with Bone Crow. This guy has wounds, so he gets +1 attack. He's already attacked, or he's exhausted, so he cannot strike back. So we're just going to do 2 damage to him, which kills him. And that's 2 blood. So he's at 29. 1 more hit point. 1 more damage, and he's dead. But I don't have a way to do damage with a side action. If I had not upgraded this dude, if I had not played this, this is a second opportunity where I would have been able to use that to better effect. So I think I might take this card out next time I try this guy, because I do have 1 other, I believe, signature ability for him. And I'm not a huge fan of that one. So that's going to be my turn. What you got, buddy? You're going to do an 8. Deal 1 damage to my leftmost unit. Okay. He reveals. It does not matter to me what it is. Storm Call. My turn. I'm going to attack with Calamity Golem. I'm attacking the Chimera. When it attacks, I can deal damage to target unit. An opponent controls equal the number of wound tokens on this unit. It has 2, so I'm going to do 2 damage to Storm Call, which kills it, because that's the last damage, because it had 1 blood, so now it's at 30, and then my Calamity Golem runs over and beats on the corpse of the Chimera. So we have emerged victorious with Brennan Blackcloud. That was on round 4. That was a pretty good match. We were down to 12, so we had 6 hit points left. So he did not get us too close. And I felt pretty in control, towards the end of the second round onward. So especially after he did his last ult, and I was able to just get stuff out back again. That worked out well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this playthrough of Ashes with the Red Rains PvE expansion. I had so much fun playing it. I really enjoy this game. I'm finding it just so enjoyable. This is my 18th game of this, and I've had the game or play of this, and I've had the game for less than a month, for like maybe a month now, which is just, that's a lot of plays. It's very enjoyable, and when you're not sitting here narrating everything, the game plays in like 20 to 30 minutes for each match for one player. I have not tried 2-player. It's basically the exact same as this, except the Chimera has a second set of aspect cards that are on the other side here that the other player essentially has to deal with. But other than that, it has double the health and a slightly higher ultimate value. But other than that, it's basically the same. But you can kind of help each other out, which is kind of cool. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out, which I'm going to get a chance to hopefully very soon. Yeah, I will say the easy mode, the standard difficulty on this is the lowest difficulty, is fairly easy. I have lost 4 games, 4 of my, I don't remember how many I said I have played, but I've lost 4 games so far, which isn't too bad. I'm not feeling too bad about that at all. But consistently fairly easy to beat. I think it's a great difficulty for learning how your deck works. And if you're interested in this game, there is a lot of additional replayability just in terms of the difficulty. There's a heroic mode, which just gives him more hit points basically. And then there's levels inside of standard and heroic. So standard level 2, he's going to play more of these cards every round. Level 3 is going to play even more. And same with heroic, it gets up there to the point where you think he's doing 7 aspects at once, which seems absolutely outrageous. Sounds very difficult. But you're also supposed to be doing deck building and stuff when you're doing that. This level 1 version is basically designed to play against the pre-built decks, which is going to be my favorite way to play it, to be honest. It's going to be like a pre-built deck versus maybe level 1, maybe heroic. I want to try heroic and see if I can beat it. It'd be kind of cool if it was a little more challenging, but not too much more. I don't want to be, getting beaten to the ground by the game too much, if I'm being totally honest. Anyhow, thanks so much for stopping by and watching. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Hope you liked the game. If you'd like to hear more about it, let me know in the comments, and I can talk more about this very, very cool PvE expansion for a phenomenal card game. It's so much fun to have a very specific kit that's easy to get out. You feel like, I feel like I'm playing. I know it's a strange analogy, but I feel like I'm playing like Overwatch, like a hero shooter, where I have a very specific build and I can do that build, or a MOBA or anything like that, where it's like, this is what I was designed to do. This is the build that was made, and now I'm going to just effectively make it happen. It's less about playing against the deck, which I think is so much more enjoyable compared to Magic. Both great games, of course, though. Anyway, that's it for Red Rains for right now. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to try to, start producing more content for the channel. Give me a like if you liked it. Give me a subscribe. But more than anything, I just want to hear from you. I'd love to have a comment. I'll try to respond to everybody that comments. And yeah, otherwise, just hope you have a great rest of your day.